Friday night football. What a great time to see a great game between the Central Clarion Wildcats and the Karn City Gremlins from Deal Stadium. Hello, everybody. This is Dave Cadis along with my broadcaster partner, Randy Cathcart. And Randy, big game tonight. We're also here with Dustin Kiefer, who's our producer for our game tonight, and we got called into action, Randy, once again.
Boy, it's exciting to come to Karn City and to see these two great football teams. They always put a good show on. It's a great facility. It's a great night for football. I see the sidelines are packed. There are people sitting in their lawn chairs waiting for the game to start. So it's Friday night football. We're glad to be here.
Yeah, there's always been some great games here down in Karn City, and you've been around Clarion's athletic program for a while. I've been in town for a long time, and always know when you came down to Karn City, it was going to be a big battle. And both of these teams sort of feeling it out a little bit. Clarion coming off a big loss over at Slippery Rock for their first game of the year, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
And, but got a chance to broadcast that name with my partner Kenny Nellis during that time. Saw some good things that the Wildcats did in that football game, and Slippery Rock was just a higher-class team at that point, and a lot more athletes than the lower-level Clarion team is. And you've been around the program here the last couple of weeks. And how did those kids take that first defeat of the year?
Well, I think the one thing to understand is we're really young. We lost a lot from the team last year, so a lot of these kids are getting their first varsity experience. They went in and played a Slippery Rock team that was a veteran team. Had a lot of talent, and of course we didn't have any game film on them, so they were going in cold. They didn't know a whole lot about Slippery Rock, and of course Slippery Rock didn't know a whole lot about us. But because of their veteran presence at Slippery Rock, I think their talent ended up carrying them through. But I think Clarion has a week off. They had the Montauk game that was canceled, so they've had 2 weeks to regroup and prepare for a very, very solid Karn City team. And we've always said anytime you come to Karn City, you better strap both chin straps up and make sure you're ready to play, because it's going to be a physical game, and it's going to be a fun game to watch.
That's absolutely right. We're inside the game, sponsored by All Season Temporaries, and had a chance to have a nice conversation with Coach Davey Eggleton last night on the phone about 9:30, and we talked about things, and he said, I asked him, I says, Dave, this is going to be a big game down there tonight. He goes, if you can't get ready for this one, there's nothing that I could say to get our guys pumped up about the football game. One thing that he mentioned last night, that they've been practicing for Karn City for a couple of weeks, and they've had a game plan put into place. Mm-hmm. And now he can finally execute one, because the Red Bank Valley scrimmage early in the year was canceled, and the Montauk game was canceled, so they weren't able to use the game plan. So his coaches have got together and everything, and now have a pretty good game plan against Karn City, and let's see how that basically goes.
Well, you said it best, Dave. I think both teams look at their schedule when it comes out, and they always circle this Clarion Karn City game. It's developed into a very good rivalry. It's been very competitive over the past 10 years or so. Karn City is always a very well-coached team, very disciplined, very physical.
And later on pregame, and they're pretty big, and they're put together pretty well. And as you mentioned on the ride down, your thoughts on things were they were going to pound the ball, pretty good. Going into the game tonight and try to make some headway on the ground. So that was a look at the inside of the game, sponsored by All Season Temporaries. Let's talk a little bit around District 9 now. We got some pretty good games going on tonight. Brockway at Keystone. Did you see the Keystone film?
I've seen a little bit of Keystone, and Ryan Smith's done a great job over there. He's really brought those kids into the program and starting to believe in the program and doing some really good things. So it's pretty exciting to see Keystone back to the winning ways.
Our sister game tonight, Elk County versus Red Bank. Bob Dunkel and Mike Kalinowski have the game down from New Bethlehem, so that's a big game tonight. Cameron County against Otto Eldred also on the docket. Don't know too much about those northern teams. Port Allegheny and Smethport. Sheffield will take on Cottersport. Bradford against Kane. DuBois at St. Mary's. And Montauk will be back in action against Ridgeway. That'll be an interesting score to see later on this evening. We'll try to bring you some updated scores. So that's a look around District 9, sponsored by River Hill Automotive. Now, since the governor, Bob Dunkel, was basically in New Bethlehem with everything, we're going to call you Dr. Cathcart right now. So Dr. Cathcart's keys to the game tonight, sponsored by Kerle's Kitchen. Randy, what do you think?
Well, let's start first of all with Karn City. Obviously, they want to pound the ball. They want to pound the ball with their three backs. Number 20, Luke Gehring, he's 6'3", 225. They play a ground control game. They may run the ball 30, 40 times. They may not pass the ball more than 3 or 4 times a game. They want to keep the ball out of Clarion's hands, Central Clarion's hands, and control the clock. So, I think their game plan is definitely they just want to be physical, and that's always Karn City's game. They want to be physical with you. They want to run off tackle. They'll pound you off tackle, and then they'll come back with a counter or a jet sweep and beat you outside.
Yeah, so, that's been their mantra down here for years as far as Karn City is concerned, and we don't expect anything different going into the game. Captain's walking out on the field right now for the coin toss. And once again, we're from Deal Stadium down here. We're about 4 minutes and 50 seconds away from kickoff here, and I'm sure we're going to get a national anthem and a few other things taken care of. Randy, field conditions. We were just talking, and if you're in the press box and you've been down to Karn City, you're on the home side, and you look across the field and the sun's up, and we were just counting the seconds before that sun faded away back there. So, it's going to be a great night for football. So, looks like Clarion has won the toss and deferred here to start the football. They will, and they'll be going left to right here with everything. So that's a little bit about the governor's or the Dr. Cathcart's keys to the game. Field conditions couldn't be any better.
It's a great night for football. Again, I've said this before. It's just nice to have people in the stands, and it's nice to have the opportunity to go out and watch a Friday night football game.
And that is sponsored by Cousin Basil. Our weather this evening, the sun just went down, and I think the temperature dropped 10 degrees within 5 minutes here, basically. So the weather, pretty nice night. It's probably about 68 degrees here. Pretty nice night for football, as Randy said. That's sponsored by J&J Feeds and Needs and Trailer Sales. So off the carpet, we want to thank all the representatives of Karn City and their administration and everybody down here to make us feel so comfortable. Now, the biggest thing I have my concerns about is they've delivered like 3 dozen cupcakes in the press box, and I have yet to see one of those cupcakes. So
maybe at halftime.
Yeah, maybe at halftime. So we're getting ready for the ceremony here, and let's just listen in on this a little bit.
We're going to announce the name of each one of those gentlemen and ladies that were killed over there in Afghanistan. First, we have Lance Corporal David Espinoza, Sergeant Nicole Gee, Staff Sergeant Darren Taylor Hoover, Sergeant Ryan McCanoss, Corporal Hunter Lopez, Lance Corporal Riley McCullum, Lance Corporal Dylan Armarola, Lance Corporal Kerry Nico, Corporal Dagan William Tyler, Sergeant Johnny Rosario, Corporal Humberto Sanchez, Lance Corporal Jared Schmidt, and Hospital Corpsman Mac Soviak. We remember them this day with the 13 flags that you see out there on the field. And at this time, I would have all of you remain where you are for a moment of silence. Following the moment of silence, taps will be played by Conrad Dunlap. And now taps.
Lights gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright
Wow.
Very nicely done.
Stirring rendition of the.
Supporting them, and just it's nice, a great night to have a good Friday night football game.
Yeah, it was great. I'll tell you, a couple of weeks ago we were at the Slippery Rock, Slippery Rock. I'm thinking the University Slippery Rock and Clarion game, and boy, I just couldn't wait for that young man to tee the ball up and get it started like we're going to do here. So Clarion's going to kick it away to start off everything. Glad to have you with us, Dave Cadis, along with Randy Cathcart and Justin Kiefer down here. Ball's kicked off to about the 10-yard line, picked up there by one of the upbacks from Karn City. That's J.C. Anderson. We're going to be talking about him an awful lot. And nice return all the way out to about the market around the 47-yard line, I think, and that's where Karn City will take over 1st and 10 from, let's see if they're going to mark him at the 45, I think. So Karn City will take over on offense from the 45-yard line.
Braylon Beckwith, he's a freshman for Clarion, Central Clarion, brought him down on the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Karn City.
Eric Boer, the quarterback. 6'1", 205-pound junior in the backfield. Boer hands it off to J.C. Anderson. J.C. Anderson with no gain.
It's just a little counter tray there, and number 67, Cos Baker, followed the guard as he's been trained to do, followed it right down the line, made the tackle for no gain.
Yeah.
2nd and 10.
It's good having a Clarion guy here to pick out all these numbers with everything. So this is going to make my life a lot easier tonight, let me tell you. So that'll bring up a 2nd 10, ball on the 45-yard line. Just kicked off. You're just joining us on Explore Clarion. Here's Boer in the backfield, sends Cooper Coyle in motion, comes back the other side, hands the ball off to number 23, J.C. Anderson, and Anderson trying to make it around that right end, and he's brought down there over the 47-yard line.
Did a nice job. That was just a jet sweep. We did a nice job. Clarion is in a 4-2 right now, which is a new defense for them. They're bringing their strong safety. They're calling him the hero back. They bring him up and play him tight to the corner. Tommy Smith came and contained that, and then we got our pursuit. So it's a 3rd and 7.
Chaos Baker in on the tackle for the Wildcats. 3rd down and 8 from the 48-yard line. Here's Boer, back to pass, getting some pressure. Baker misses him. Boer keeps the football, fumbles it, it looks like. He may have retained possession, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Karn City Gremlins.
Saving tackle there by Coleman Slater, came up from his linebacker position, held Karn City to no gain, so it brings up a 4th and actually lost a yard, 4th and 8.
Boy, Chaos Baker just got loose again, and he had a good game against Slippery Rock. Really impressed with that young man. So Karn City's going to kick the football away. Looks like Boer's back there to kick the ball away. Snap is good, and it's going to bounce at the 16-yard line. It's going to take a Karn City
In the end zone.
a Clarion roll, and it'll go into the end zone. And the Wildcats, first time tonight. Okay, and the Wildcats will take over on offense.
I'm glad you said it first, because I thought I would say it first.
Yeah, it's just brutal that first game with calling them the Bobcats. So I got Wildcats written all over this press box too, so we can make sure where we're at. So Karn City not able to do too much on their first drive of the game, kicks the ball away, and Jace Ferguson, 5'11", 165-pound ninth grader, taking over for the Wildcats at the 20-yard line. Karn City with a big defensive line. Let's see if the Wildcats can make some hay. Handoff to number 20, and that's going to be Brecken Rex. And Rex gets over to the right side. He picks up a few, maybe 3 on the play.
Just like the middle linebacker, McCanley, number 55. Brought him down for a game of 3, so it would be about a 2nd and 7 now. Pretty good opening play for the Wildcats.
Had some pretty good skill positions out there. Tommy Smith, I really enjoyed watching him play against Slippery Rock a couple weeks ago. Ryan Hummel also here out wide. Here's Ferguson with the pass. He completes it out there to Tommy Smith.
1st and 10.
Good pickup, and they're going to move the chains. So good job by Jace Ferguson, the young man, with a nice throw that time. And Smith with a good reception moves the chains. And, Randy, you want to have a good drive to start off when you're playing against a good Karn City team like we see tonight.
Yeah, Jace is a freshman, so I like that throw, pretty high percentage throw. Tommy's a good receiver, so they get him 10.
Yeah, that's what we said on the broadcast, the first broadcast, Randy. It's like ninth grader. He's got to be 14 or 15 years old out there, you know. So did a pretty good job, and let's see if he can capitalize on everything he learned. Here's a handoff to number 20, and that's going to be Brecken Rex that time. He's around the right side. He busts a tackle, and Brecken Rex is over the 40. He's down to the 30. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Wildcats. Wow, what a run.
What a run.
From the 31-yard line. A big run by Brecken Rex at the 8:33 mark of the first quarter gets the Wildcats on top, 6-0.
Just a great execution. It was a rocket sweep. They contained. They knocked the end in. He broke 2 tackles and was off to the races. And Brecken he's been a really hard runner, and I think that was a great example of how hard he's worked to keep his balance.
This is Corey. He made 2 big mistakes. His first mistake was not going to Laurel Eye Clinic to have bladeless LASIK. His second mistake was trying to pet what he thought was his cat without wearing his glasses. Don't be like Corey. Call Laurel Eye Clinic.
With so much to protect each day, Eric Schick Insurance and Financial Services is here to help you find the right coverage that fits your life. Call 814-275-2210 to learn more.
Back at Deal Stadium, Dave Cadis along with Randy Cathcart. Clarion Wildcats up 6-0 on a 69-yard touchdown run. And they kick the football off, and number 23, looks like J.C. Anderson, steps out of bounds. That's Levi Hawk from Karn City. Takes the reception and steps out of bounds. And Clarion and Randy, we were just talking during the break. That was a surprise.
Well, I think this is exactly what Clarion needed. They needed to get out to a good start. They needed to get Ferguson a couple completions, feel good about themselves. They've had a 3-and-out for Karn City. They've stopped them right off the bat, and now they've scored. So let's see what they can do now in the second drive. That
kickoff is sponsored by Universal Floral Products. So here's Boer back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got a receiver down here at the 50-yard line. He was intending that football to Nate Gehring, but the ball was overthrown. He had him out there, but just a little bit too much mustard on that football that time.
Actually had 2 guys open. They streaked the tight end right down the middle, and they flared the number 12, and he was wide open. The quarterback just overthrew him just a little bit.
Well, they're going to take a look at that on the sidelines. The Clarion coaches getting together and going to make a few adjustments on that. Our first quarter being brought to you by the Clarion VNA. Boer, handoff to the big guy. Number 20, Luke Gehring. All of them, too. 6'3", 225-pound senior.
Yep. Ryan Hummel came up from his safety position to make the tackle, and that's never a good thing when you have to have your free safety coming up to make a tackle.
Clock running, 8:04 remaining in the first quarter here. Wildcats up 6-0. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. Ball's marked the 30-yard line. Here's a handoff. Up front, looks like number 27, Zach Blair, in on the handoff. He's out close to a 1st down, and he gets a 1st down.
Looks like Tommy Smith made the tackle there from his hero position. 1st and 10, Karn City, and that's exactly what I thought Karn City would do from the onset, was just go from an eye and just power the ball, and I think that's what they're going to try to do this drive.
Well, they have a really big offensive line.
Yes.
We failed to mention T.J. Vlasic. He is 6'7", 390 pounds.
Yeah, he sticks out in the crowd, no doubt.
Yeah, he's 2 of me.
Yes.
I keep thinking. Let's see, my math with how much I weigh. He's 2 of me. He is just a large human being down there on that offensive line. So
they're coming back out, and they're back to their slot, their double slot.
Boer under center.
Oh, timeout, Karn City.
And looks like Karn City's Coach Sherwin's going to take a timeout. So why don't we take a timeout? With 7:06 remaining in the first quarter, the Wildcats up 6-0. We'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire. Back at Deal Stadium, Karn City has a first down and 10 at the 35-yard line. Dave Cadis, Randy Cathcart, and Dustin Kuiper with you here from Karn City. Friday night football. Boy, that sun went down. The temperature is plunging.
Yeah, it's getting chilly already.
So Boer, Eric Boer, the quarterback, he hands that football off to one of the up backs. And is that number 12?
Yes.
This was number 12. Looked like Nate Gehring in on the carry. There's an injured player down for Karn City. So the Karn City training staff going to go out and take a look at the player. So why don't we take a timeout while he's down there? They take a good look at him. We'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
West Park Rehab Physical Therapy, providing traditional physical therapy plus diagnostic testing to include EMG nerve conduction study and musculoskeletal ultrasounds.
Throughout West Central Pennsylvania, people are losing their glasses. Well, they haven't really lost them. They just don't need them anymore. Thanks to the amazing LASIK surgeons at Laurel Eye Clinic. Call Laurel Eye Clinic and schedule your free consultation.
A proud member of the M&B Group, is the right choice for your next concrete project. Specializing in decorative concrete products, precast concrete products, gravel and stone delivery, Dubrook has what you need to complete your residential or commercial project. With locations in Clarion, DuBois, St. Mary's, Butler, and Evans City, Dubrook is ready to offer their professional help as your ready-mix supplier. Call 1-844-DUBROOK today.
Back in Karn City, and as you can see from your screen, they're taking number 55, Mason McNanny, off. That's their middle linebacker, Randy, as you said, correct?
Yes, that's correct, and I think he's a pretty integral part of not only just defensively but offensively too, so we're hoping for the best for him.
Yes, and he's going to be looked at by their athletic trainer, John.
Yes.
John, yeah, I forget John's. I'll figure it out. Yeah. I know him really well. He's always at the university for games and everything.
You look to me for help, and I'm lost.
Second down and short. Handoff to the middle of the field. Yeah. Is that Gehring again, I think, pawning it up in there. And he has enough for a first down. John Burnett. Why could I forget that? There's a KDK guy all the time, John Burnett. That's how I remember his name. So John Burnett taking a look at him over on the sideline. So Karn City got a nice little drive going. First down and 10 at the 37-yard line. 6:30 remaining in the defense.
Yeah, by number 78, which we don't have on our roster. Oh, yes, we do. Ian Hagan. So a good stop for him. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. And again, just off-tackle football, scissors play. And we were able to stop that play, so let's see what Karn City has in mind now.
Well, Boer in the backfield. Takes a snap. He's going to look downfield a little bit, getting some good protection. He's got a man out there. That's number 42, Isaac Herrero. Herrero on the reception to about the 46-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down.
And number 5, Christian Simcoe, was on the stop. He was in coverage there. It gave him a little bit too much of a cushion, and they picked up about 6 yards there. So it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 4. So we'll see what the Wildcats can do here.
Yeah, big 3rd down and 4 here, early part of the football game. And the Bobcats making them work for it, or the Wildcats making them work for it. as much as they possibly can here. So Boer's got a stacked backfield. Look for Gehring. He does. Hands it off to Luke Gehring. He's near that first down marker.
He'll be a little short.
Luke Gehring on that carry.
It's like about a 4th and 1 here.
Karn City looks like they're going to send in a little beef.
Yep, and that was Chaos Baker again on the stop. And again, he's a big kid. He wrestles, a pretty tough kid, so he's been pretty impressive so far in this game. He's made 2 or 3 stops already.
So 4th down and 1 right in front of our broadcasting position. So Boer, it's not even Boer in the shotgun. So direct snap to Gehring, and Gehring takes the direct snap and gets up over the 40-yard line, and he's got a first down for the Gremlins.
Yep, that was just strap them up and see who's tougher. And Karn City got a better push there in the front line, and they picked up about 4 or 5.
Yeah, pretty smart play because I looked who was in the backfield, and it certainly wasn't Boer.
Yeah.
So good play by Karn City Gremlins, and Luke Gehring picks up a first down. They keep their drive going, first down and 10. And they'll mark him at the 38-yard line. Now they'll go back to Boer.
Yep.
Under center. Takes a snap. Handoff to number 23. That's J.C. Anderson. Anderson picks up around 3 or 4. And this is what we really thought, like you said, Randy, what they would be doing, okay?
Yep.
And, they're tough up front, and you might as well take advantage of your big offensive line and try to make some hay that way with things. But Boer can throw the football too. He's got a couple completions on the evening, but they just want to run that football, and they're doing a pretty good job. But the Clarion defense isn't breaking back there. Here's Boer back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got a wide open receiver, Nate Gehring. Gehring makes that reception, and it's a touchdown for the Karn City Gremlins. 35 yards on the reception. Boer to Nate Gehring.
Great call, play action pass. We kind of bid on the play action pass, and there's a Wildcat player down.
Looks like Tommy Smith's down at about the 22-yard line. Clarion Athletic training staff coming out to take a look at him. So nice pass by Boer. Boy, they run it. They try to set up that pass through the run, and some of the Clarion guys back deep bid on that, and wide open Gehring for a 35-yard touchdown reception.
That's the hard part about defending Karn City. They'll pound it, and then they'll do the play action, and next thing you know, they've got 2 receivers behind you, and you're burnt. So, we've really got to be disciplined in the secondary, make sure we read our keys and playing pass, and allow the front 7 to deal with the run, because right now they're a tough customer to deal with both aspects of the play action pass and pounding up the middle.
Well, Tommy Smith gets up, and that's a good sign for the Wildcat fans, because that's one of your best secondary players back there. So he's making his way to the sidelines.
Yep.
And Karn City's on to kick the extra point. Number 11, Zach Kelly.
Zach Kelly to kick. Boer to hold.
Ready to kick the football away. Boer sets it down. Kelly's kick is up, and it's a flutterer. And it makes it over the goalpost for the extra point. So, with 3:15 remaining in the first quarter, Karn City Gremlins up on the Wildcats 7-6. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
Best wishes to our local teams for a safe and successful season from your one-stop car, truck, and SUV dealer, Clarion Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us on Main Street in Clarion or start online at ClarionAuto.com.
Enjoy fabulous fine dining in a casual, elegant atmosphere at the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg. Take in the breathtaking view through the windowed walls or dine on the patio overlooking the always changing Allegheny River.
Back at Deal Stadium, Dave Kadis along with Randy Cathcart and Dustin Kiefer. 35-yard scoring pass from Boer to Luke Gehring, getting the Gremlins on the board also. Extra point was up and good. Kickoff sponsored by Universal Forest Products. Karn City kicks the football off, taken back there by number 22, Ashton Rex. Rex up over the 20 to the 25-yard line. He's got a little room. Look out. Aston Rex brought out of bounds right at about the 40-yard line, so good return by the young man.
Well,
go ahead.
I think that, this is a critical drive for the Wildcats. Karn City started at the 20-yard line and drove almost the whole length of the field. So we'll see how the Wildcats respond. If they want to try to stay in this game, they're really going to have to take advantage of the opportunity they have and keep the ball out of Karn City's hands. So this is a pretty big drive for the Wildcats.
I'm taking a look to see if Tommy Smith is back in there. I don't see him.
I don't either.
So here's Ferguson. He's going to hand that football off
21.
to number 21, and that is Noah Nazer. And Nazer gets the ball up over the 45-yard line. Good running that time.
Yep, that's a good run. Picked up probably 6 yards, so good first down play. Brought down by number 64 from Karn City, Taylor.
So second down, and they'll say 3 at the 49-yard line. Glad to have you with us on Friday Night Football here, D9 Football. Sponsored to you by Carly Tire. So second down and 3 at the 49. Ferguson looks to hand it off. He's going to keep it around the left side, and Ferguson being swarmed by that Karn City defense, looking for something, maybe a hole up in there, but it wasn't there against that Gremlin defense.
Yeah, I think that was a busted play. I think he went to turn to hand it off to Nazer, and they weren't on the same page. Nazer went to his right, and Ferguson was looking to his left. So obviously one of those two didn't do the play right. So we're back to a 3rd and 4 now.
Yeah, we're back to the line of scrimmage. You got the ball back to the 49,
okay.
So give the young man a little credit for getting it back to the line of scrimmage. So big third down. Third down and 3 at the 49, 1:47 remaining in the first quarter. Ferguson out of the shotgun. He rolls right. Being pursued by some Karn City defense.
Got 2 people off the edge. We had our fullback trying to block one of them. The other one came free. Blair came through free and had a very nice hit on the quarterback. Made a nice play. Loss of about 9 yards. Brings up 4th and 12.
Aston Rex back for the Wildcats to kick the football away. Cooper Coyle back there for Karn City deep. Rex high snap, goes over his head, 15-yard line. Rex has the football, he's going to run it. He's going to try to get up over the 20. He's going to go out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. So the Karn City Gremlins are going to have great field position. And, oh, man, Coach Eggleton's got to be beside himself right now with a snap like that over the punter's head and setting out Karn City in great field position.
Yeah, that ball just snapped. When it was snapped, it just sailed on him, and Rex never had a chance. So that's going to put our defense in a hole. Karn City's going to get the ball on the 26-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, a couple mistakes, and you don't want to give Karn City, any little area of hope.
Nope.
Because they're gonna take advantage of it.
Plus not giving them a short field, and we just did.
Yeah. So Eric Boer, under center, sends a man in motion. Handoff back around the right side, and that ball's handed off to J.C. Anderson, and Anderson pounds it up there for a few.
That was really a very interesting play. They ran a jet sweep and then came back and ran an inside reverse off of the jet sweep. So Karn City runs that play very effectively, and usually it's a big hitter for them. So they're trying to hit quick and find pay dirt.
Second down and 5 now at the 21-yard line for the Gremlins in their purple. Here's Boer, hands the ball off to Gehring. Gehring has the football over the 10. He runs over one of the Wildcats. He's still on his feet inside the 10-yard line to about the 6-yard line. Boy, Luke Gehring just pounding it up there for a first down, and that's going to be a 1st and goal for the Gremlins at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, we had 2 or 3 people on top of him, just couldn't bring him down. Nazer was there, Rex was there, and really struggled to bring him down. He's just a big fella. We're going to have to hit him low just to try to get him off his feet.
Well, we're going to come back with the second quarter. After this, the Karn City Gremlins up 7-6 over the Central Clarion Wildcats. We'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
Whether it's your ATV Your camper.
Plenty of room. Keep it coming.
Your boat.
Keep dumping water, me boy.
Or whatever your big kid toy may be, make sure you protect it. Carrier Insurance Agency will help establish a policy to protect your ATV, camper, boat, motorcycle, or any auto insurance coverage you may need. Receive your free quote at Carrier Insurance Agency in front of Tractor Supply and Clarion or ClarionInsuranceCares.com.
Really nobody on that left side for the Wildcats that time, and it was easy running for J.C. Adams or Anderson. 5'10", 170-pound running back. So
yeah, unfortunately they just ran a student body left, and they had more bodies to the left than we did, and we lost contain and just couldn't get our hands on Anderson.
And it looks like the Gremlins will go for 2 here. Hand off to Gehring around that right side, and Gehring walks into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. City lead.
One of the biggest risks to your future could be running out of money during a longer than expected retirement. Many people have not yet taken the time to determine if they will have enough assets to last throughout retirement. Our Retirement Income Evaluator can help you develop a roadmap and actionable recommendations. To learn more, stop by our office located at 162 South 2nd Avenue in Clarion. Give us a call at 2223-9990 or visit JannyClarion.com. Janney Montgomery Scott, LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kerle's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kerle's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Back in Karn City, Dave Cadis along with Randy Cathcart and Dustin Kiefer. Karn City going to kick the ball off. Ball's going to be taken there at the 11-yard line. Ryan Hummel with the football. He's up over the 30. Oh, and he's planted down there at the 25-yard line. Number 23 for
Jace Anderson.
Jace Anderson come up and
he hit him with a double leg takedown.
He did, and you being the wrestling guy, you would know what that's all about without a doubt. So
unfortunately, we ended up in the short end of that stick.
Well, Clarion, pretty good field position. They'll mark that football at the 35-yard line. Second quarter sponsored by Hager Paving.
But it's tight end position.
That's good, yeah. Good pickup on that. Here's Ferguson. Hands the football off. Looks like Hummel on the carry.
Yep.
Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe pick up 1 on the play.
Yeah, we looked a little tentative on that play. We didn't attack a line of scrimmage, and because of that, we had too much penetration.
Wildcats need to get a nice little drive, run some clock off, and get some things moving here. Here's Ferguson in the shotgun, changing the play. Everybody's taking a look at their play wristband with their plays on it. Ferguson calling out the snaps. He's back to pass. He's looking downfield, and it's almost intercepted. Boy, number 27 back there, Zach Blair, in that Karn City secondary, almost had himself an interception. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, that ball was intended to Tommy Smith, and it just hung up a little bit too much. That linebacker cut in front, made a nice break on the ball, and we were fortunate for the Wildcats that ball was not picked off. But this is a big 3rd down for the Wildcats. They can ill afford to punt the ball and give the ball back to Karn City, and Karn City has all the momentum now.
We have 3 receivers to the short side of the field right now for the Wildcats. Over there, Smith's over there. Ashton Rex is over there. Here's Ferguson trying to go one-on-one to Simcoe down that far left side. The ball's going to fall incomplete, and the Wildcats are going to have to punt the football away.
Good idea. They just they flooded the zone here to the short side of the field and tried to come back with Simcoe on a streak pattern down the left sideline, just a little bit overthrown, so it brings up a 4th and 9. So unfortunately, 3 and out.
Well, Bobcats will punt it away. Ashton Rex, last time we had the snap go over his head. Better snap this time. Rex with the football, hits it off the side of his foot. It's going to hit about the 46-yard line and take a Karn City roll, still inbounds. It'll end up in Clarion territory at about the 47-yard line, and that's where the Gremlins will take over from there. We're trying to get you some scores. Having a difficult time with the internet trying to get some things together here. And Dustin Kuiper comes through a little bit. So a couple different scores for you. Red Bank Valley 7, Elk County Catholic nothing in the first quarter. Keystone 7, Brockway nothing in the second quarter. So a few of those. And Brookville's up on Punxsutawney early in the football game, 7-0. Boy, the Brookville Raiders putting together a pretty good season over there in Brookville. So Karn City lining up, first down and 10 at the 47-yard line. Boer having a pretty good game at quarterback for the Gremlins right now. Fakes the handoff. Boer rolling around the right side. He's getting pressure back there by the Wildcats, and number 78 brings him down in the backfield, and that's Ian Hagan.
Nice job. From his outside defensive end position, they ran a little waggle, and he didn't bite on the play action. He maintained his contain. He was able to run down Boer and stopped him for a huge loss. So it's going to bring up, second and 24?
They got a mark second and 22, ball at the 41-yard line. So big play by the Wildcats that time. Puts Karn City back in their own field position. Here's Boer back to pass. He's looking. He finds a receiver at about the 48-yard line. And that looks like it's number 42, Isaac Herrero. Gets a little bit of that back, Randy.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good play for Karn City. They got about half of it back, and they now have a third and manageable. Clarion was playing a soft zone there, so they were going to give them that pass, and they're going to try to stop them on a third down. Try to get off the field.
Karn City running a lot of different substitutions in on offense. I guess they finally settled on the 11 they want to put out there. Now the official blows the whistle. And the Wildcats are going to take a timeout. So why don't we take one too? With 9:15 remaining in the second quarter, we'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Kerle Tire.
Locally owned and operated, Hager Paving of Strattonville provides a range of services: hot mix asphalt, cold patch asphalt, tar and chipping, and seal coating. Hager Paving's reputation in business is based on customer service, referrals, and your satisfaction. Serving residential, commercial, industrial, and local municipalities throughout Western Pennsylvania, exceptional service, exceptional quality. That's Hager Paving of Strattonville. Call 814-764-5080. That's 814-764-5080 for Hager Paving.
Red Bank Chevrolet, the area's #1 Chevrolet dealer and Clarion County's truck headquarters. So if you're in the market for a new or used Chevrolet car, truck, or SUV, go to Red Bank Chevrolet, 500 Broad Street in New Bethlehem, or online redbankchevrolet.com. Skilled staff at Red Bank Chevrolet is ready to meet all of your automotive needs. If we don't see you today, we'll see you at Red Bank Chevrolet.
Located in Parker, Emlenton, and Clarion, UFP Parker LLC is currently hiring for several skill levels, including general labor, assembler, and forklift operators. For more information, visit ufpi.com/careers.
He's up over the 45 to the 40-yard line, plows forward, and he's up near the first down. I think he's got enough for it.
Yep. That was a great play. They came out with aces, which is twins on both sides of the field. They put the one in motion on a rocket sweep, and then they ran a quarterback draw. So basically what they did is they spread us out, and they ran a quarterback draw up the middle. Great play call. I really like the play, and obviously the athlete that Boer is, he was able to pick up the 14 yards.
Yeah, he can move pretty good.
Yep.
He's got a big frame, 6'1", 205.
Yep.
He's a junior, so he's going to be around for quite a long period of time here.
Yep.
First down and 10, ball at the 37-yard line. Hand off to Gehring. Gehring just plows forward, up over the first down marker, and over the 25, down near the 23-yard line. That's another first down for the Gremlins.
And that's all you're going to see is if Karn City gets a lead like this, you're going to see Gehring up the middle, Gehring to the left, Gehring to the right. And, I thought that's what they were going to do to start, but they didn't. Now they're in that game, and they are so hard to beat. They're so dimensional. They have so many different dimensions they can beat you at.
First and 10, ball to 24-yard line. Handoff again to Gehring.
Yep.
And Gehring following number 70, that TJ Vlasic is a 6'7", 390 pounds on that side. Picks up a big gain or two of about 5 yards, maybe 6 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a second down for the Gremlins.
Gehring's coming off the field now, but boy, he really showed me something there. He has real quick feet. He came up through the middle, made some nice adjustments with his feet, and made a nice cut to the outside and picked up 5 or 6 good yards.
Yeah, he's a pretty big boy.
He is.
Boer, handoff to number 27. That's Zach Blair. Blair around that right side, out near that first down marker.
Yep. Nothing fancy, just off tackle coming right at him.
No, we're just going to run it and run it and run it. And that's what they're doing. And we anticipated that coming into the football game. I think everybody in the house knew they were going to run the football a lot.
Blair's a little different. He runs lower to the ground. He's only 5'5", 185 pounds.
Well, when you do the program, you give him like 2 inches and 15 pounds. So, Blair might be 5'3", 170 pounds. But
Gehring is all but 230, no doubt. There's no exaggerating there.
There is none.
Yeah.
So first and 10, handoff. That looks like Anderson.
Yep.
And Anderson around that left side. Brought down, looked like our number 11 who got in there, Ryan Hummel.
Yep.
For the Wildcats, stuck his nose in there a little bit.
And that was Blair again. And again, they have him listed at 5'5", but I'm thinking he's more like 5'4", 5'3". Very low to the ground, hard to tackle. These two combinations of backs are just lethal. You have the plow that comes in 225, and then you have just the workhorse at 5'5", 185 coming in at you. So they've got a double-edged sword here in these two running backs.
Well, they got Gehring back in there now. Yep. They're sniffing out that goal line a little bit. Handoff to Gehring. He makes a cut to the right, still trying to stay on his feet.
Yep.
About a third down and really short for the Gremlins.
Ryan Hummel tried to come up and make the tackle. He hit him low. Gehring just stiff-armed him and just plowed right through him. So it's just a tough chore to try to get this kid to the ground.
Clarion defense been on the field for quite a long period of time on this drive and getting smacked by Gehring a good bit. So Gehring now in the shotgun snap. He just goes around the right side and gets himself into the end zone for a touchdown. So a 2-yard touchdown by number 20, Luke Gehring, extends Karn City's lead here tonight. Now 21-6, the Gremlins on top here in the second quarter with about 5:55 remaining in the half.
Looks like they're going to try the extra point again.
Zach Kelly on to kick the extra point. Brewer's going to hold. And a good snap is set down. Kelly's kick is up, and it is good.
Good.
Which will extend the Gremlins' lead now to 22-6. Let's take a timeout real quick. We'll be back with more D9 football action on exploreClarion.com. Brought to you by Carly Tire.
Our community needs its local businesses. Let's put unity back into the community. Let's all unite to support local business. Butler Health System, proudly standing with our local businesses. Your choice matters. When the time comes, choose local. Let's all unite to support them and the other local businesses in your community. It's important because when local businesses thrive, communities thrive.
Back at Deal Stadium, Karn City extends their lead to 22-6 over the Central Clarion Wildcats. A couple quick scores for you at the end of first quarter. Red Bank 8, El County nothing. Smethport 7, Port Allegheny nothing. Brookville 7, Punxsutawney nothing at the end of first quarter. Bradford and Kane tied up. It's going to be the evening.
That's never a good thing.
No. A couple other scores to finish that off. DuBois 7, St. Mary's nothing at the end of the first quarter. Penns Valley 7, Clearfield 6, also at the end of the first quarter. And Kerwinsville 7, Myersdale nothing with about a minute left in the first quarter there. So we'll try to keep you as updated as we can.
Dave, did you know Kerwinsville went to District 6?
I did not know that.
Yes, they dropped out of District 9. They are playing all District 6 schools now. That's my old alma mater.
That is your place.
Yes.
That's right.
It's very, very confusing why they would do that.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out big school North Division South. I'm used to the university setting, but not the high school thing. I need to get educated a little more on all that. Spend some time with Mr. Tonkin from District 9 committee. So, penalty assessed against the Wildcats. First down and 10 now at the 20-yard line. Ferguson tries to hand the football off, and it's taken by number 20, Brecken Rex, and there's just nothing there on that right side, and Brex is a little shaken up down there.
Yeah, they contained very well. They had their outside linebacker came hard, their end contained. Blair came up so hard, so fast that we just, Clarion, the Wildcats had no chance there to turn the corner. So actually lost 3 yards on that play.
Yeah, so getting back to what we were talking about a little bit, the shakeup throughout all the divisions, and I'm trying to learn more about that, Randy. I mean, it's all based on enrollment, of course.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And you sit on those committee meetings and everything. So it's really strange to see some of these teams. To me, when I started looking at like Karn City's traveling up to Girard, and some of these places, some of these teams are traveling quite quite a lot. Why aren't they playing each other in the district instead of going to far places like this?
Well, what they did was the KSAC divided into large school, small school, and Clearfield and Du Bois got into large school. So you have St. Mary's, Punxsutawney, Monital, Karn City, Du Bois, Clearfield, and Central Clarion is now considered a large school. The school that was really on the bubble was Keystone. Keystone was, by definition, Keystone is a double-A school, or at that time was a double-A school, but they were having some difficulty with their program. They were in transition, so they decided to put them in a single or a small school. So Keystone is technically in the small school division. And along with Red Bank and Smithport and all those other schools. So it's based on the tuition or the enrollment of the schools, and that changes every 2 years. So, small school, big schools could change again next year.
Right. Yeah, it's just interesting to see. I'd like to see the teams, to doing some of that. Brecken Rex walks off the field under his own power, so good for that young man. Bring up a second down and 12, ball at the 18-yard line. Got about 5:26 remaining here in the second quarter. Hummel goes in motion. Ferguson back to pass. He's looking downfield for Simcoe, and the ball's going to be intercepted down at the 50-yard line. Number 17 steps up.
Number 12.
Number 12 steps up. That's Nate Gehring back there.
Yes, that was a great play. He had one-on-one coverage with Christian Simcoe. Picked the ball off. Picked it off clean, actually. Christian tried to go over his back to get to defend the play. Actually, he became the defender. Gehring just did a great job bringing the ball down. So it's Karn City's ball on the Central Clarion's 48-yard line.
Boy, they've been trying to get that ball into Simcoe. They did it the first game, tried to get it to him, and now they're trying to get it again down here at Karn City. It just hasn't clicked for that young man yet.
Nope.
With everything. So Karn City will take over now. 1st and 10. They'll mark him at the 48-yard line.
Timeout. Central Clarion.
Central Clarion takes a timeout, so why don't we take one? We'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Kerle Tire right after this.
We're here, making it safer to save today. As we all adjust to the new normal, shopping for furniture is a little different. That's why our team wears masks and goes the extra mile while delivering in your home. It's why our website is so informative, enabling you to buy online or by phone. That's why we limit shoppers and offer special hours for our at-risk neighbors, first responders, and healthcare professionals. Your waiting is over. Let us help you save safely today.
J&J Trailers and Equipment Sales on Route 66 in Shippensville is your one-stop trailer shop for all things trailers. J&J stocks over 70 trailers at a time of all shapes and sizes, including enclosed cargos, equipment haulers, utility trailers, tilt trailers, and dump trailers. Reputable brands include CarMate, Sport Haven, PJ, Liberty, and Wells Cargo. If you are looking for the most dependable trailers on the market, backed by the industry's best warranty, choose J&J Trailers and Equipment Sales. Trailers that work for a living.
Back at Deal Stadium in Karn City. Is this Karn City or Petroleum?
It's both.
Both?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll call it Karn City.
We'll call it Karn City.
Karn City, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
If I upset any of the Karn City fans, I apologize. It's never good in geography. First down and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Boer. Hands that football off.
Wow.
To Cooper Coyle. Coyle still on his feet all the way to the 25-yard line. And that'll be another Gremlin first down.
Boy, that was a great play call by Karn City. They ran a jet sweep there. They had two linemen out in front of him. We tried to contain it, but the lineman made some big blocks for him, and he broke off a pretty nice gainer.
So many weapons in the running game for the Gremlins. First and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. Here's Boer. He tosses the football to J.C. Anderson, and Anderson with a big gain or two. Looks like he picks up around 8.
Anderson is just another weapon that they have in their backfield. He's 5'10", 170, and again, he's a scoot back. He started out in the slot, came in motion. They pitched him the ball. It was just a student body right. So they had a lot of people out in front. Very, very difficult play to defend.
Yeah, even Boer, the quarterback, was out in front throwing a block too. So they got that pretty well taken care of over there. So second down and 2. Here's Boer, hands the football off again.
Blair.
To Blair, and he's going to pick up enough for a first down.
I like this Blair. I like how he runs. His pads are low. He runs low to the ground. Of course, he is 5'5", so he's low to the ground already, but his pads are low, and he's tough to bring down.
Yeah, so first down for the Gremlins. 3:57 remaining in the first half. At halftime, we'll be bringing the halftime show sponsored by by Laurel Eye Clinic and Zocro Motors and Gatesman's Auto Body and Kerle's Kitchen. And Heater Lumber, of course.
Fumble on the play.
Boer tries to take the snap and falls on it. It's going to be about a loss of a yard or two. Yeah, but halftime is sponsored by Heater Lumber. It's getting dark in the press box.
Yes, it is.
I can't see the sheet too much.
I had to put my glasses on.
So, big play for the Wildcats there. They'll mark the Gremlins back a yard or two, so now ball on the 15-yard line. And this is where, Randy, it looks like they always like to go to Gehring back here and pound it in there. They've done it the last few times. Let's see if they get the ball into that young man.
Yep, I bet he's going off tackle again. There he goes.
Hand off to Gehring, off tackle. Bobcat defense steps up that time pretty good. I see Hummel in there, number 11.
Yep. Baker,
Chaos Baker in there on the tackle. So good play by the Wildcats that time. You say good play, holding them to a couple yards, you know. So that brings up a third down and 10. Key point of the football game right here.
Yep. 3rd and 7, certainly a big play in the game, but also momentum is all on Clarion or Karn City's side, and the Central Clarion Wildcats need to have a stop here.
Yeah, good stop here would be a big bonus for the Wildcats. Boer under center. Hands the football off to Gehring, I think. And they're taking a look, and they're probably going to call a timeout.
Yeah.
Down near 0, not give the Wildcats enough time to come back on this. And we'll see. So big defensive stance so far on this series, Randy.
That's exactly what Central Clarion needed to do. They needed a defensive stop. They needed something to break their momentum. They need a big stop here in 4th down, and it looks like they're going to have a little bit of time, maybe a minute. If they can come up with a stop here, about a minute and 15, minute and 10.
And we'll see.
To work the clock.
Why don't we take just a real quick timeout, and we'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it to the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got.
Back at Karn City, big 4th down play, 4th and 9, ball at the 14-yard line. Could be a game changer. Here's Boer, rolling right, looking for somewhere to go. He's going to throw the throwback to number 25. That's Cooper Coyle, and Coyle's going to get into the end zone. A 14-yard touchdown reception and pass from Eric Boer to Cooper Coyle extends Karn City's lead right now to 28-6. That looked like they had it covered pretty good, Randy, but boy, that throwback, anytime you run that throwback, there's people lined up, and they had it blocked really well. They had 3 players out there, big offensive lineman in front of Coyle, and he was able to make his way into the end zone.
What a great call. Great call. They ran a little waggle on a throwback screen. They had all their offensive linemen over there. It was just a difficult one to stop.
Ball fight. The Central Clarion Wildcats 6. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back with the rest of the first half after this. You're listening to D9 Football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Back at Deal Stadium, Karn City with a pretty good drive. Extends their lead to 28-6 now with about 1 minute left. Karn City will kick the football off. It's taken back there. It looks like number 22, Ashton Rex, on the return.
Yep.
And Rex will get it out over the 30-yard line. So the Wildcats are going to have about a minute to make something happen. Boy, you really want to try to, if you can get some points on the board here, Randy, that's going to really help the second half out here.
Really a tough position to put a freshman quarterback in. You have a minute to go. Karn City knows you're going to throw the ball. We've really had a hard time in the first half moving the ball. You're putting a lot of pressure on a freshman quarterback that's not been in this situation very often.
Well, he's back there now, Ferguson. He's looking to throw the football. He's getting pursued back there. Penalty flag with a hold. There's Ferguson. He finds Christian Simcoe at the 45-yard line inside of Karn City territory, and he's drug out of bounds at about the 38-yard line, but there's a penalty flag.
Yep.
Back on the play.
Yeah, Ferguson went to scramble. One of the linemen felt that Ferguson was in trouble. He grabbed the lineman by the jersey, held on to him. I didn't get a number. It wasn't one of our interior linemen, but it was a pretty obvious call, and it's a call that the officials make all the time. He even named him.
He gave a number,
yes,
but I won't. I won't.
I don't think we do that. I think that's the NFL that does that.
That's it. Yeah, he gave the number and everything.
Yes, he did.
So Coach Eggleton on the sidelines talking to some of his players right now and talking to his coaches. 47 seconds remaining in the first half here. So let's see what Coach decides to do here.
Yeah, I think at this point of the game, you can't take a chance and pick the ball off or have a turnover. I'm looking for maybe a draw, a quick hitter, something to try to pick up a little bit of yardage and try to kill this clock and go in with a 28-6 deficit.
So Jace Ferguson under center this time. Hummel goes in motion. Ferguson to the up man.
He got motion.
And a penalty flag on the play. So this is turning into a little bit of a sloppy end of the first half.
Had a little confusion there. I think we came out in a double wing. One of our wing went in motion. The other wing kind of thought he should have been in motion, so I think they got us for motion. Illegal motion, and I bet Karn City will probably decline this.
Yeah, it's coming over. Let's see. He's talking to Coach.
Yeah.
Good call, Randy. Penalty declined. We're down to 42 seconds now. At halftime, we'll give you some updates on some scores. We'll talk a little bit about the scoring summary in the first half, and we'll get a chance to listen to the Karn City Band a little bit and the Clarion Band. So stay tuned. Ferguson hands the football off to Rex. Rex to the 20-yard line. And yeah, pretty much you were correct with Coach Eggleton. I don't think he wants to do anything. That's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 23, and the clock continues to run. And we might not even get a snap off here before the end of the half.
It's really interesting that Central Clarion doesn't huddle. They all have their plays. All the plays are on their wristbands, and when they're trying to run the clock out there, all standing on the line waiting for the call. It's just interesting to see Central Clarion not running a play but standing on the line.
Well, that's going to do it for the first half. Thoughts on the first half?
I don't think there was any surprise. I think Karn City come out and did what I thought they were going to do. They dominated the line of scrimmage. Their 3 running backs were dominant. They just have a dominant force that it's going to be tough to stop. They're so multidimensional. When they got a lead, I knew they were just going to jam the ball up the middle. Clarion had a good start. Unfortunately, they were not able to hold the momentum, and the second half it's going to be more of the same. I think Karn City is going to you're just going to see Karn City run the ball a lot.
Well, reading a lot of the reports out of that Girard game and also with the Punxsutawney game, I think people were saying, hey, they're going to set up the pass, and how good is this Boer to throw the football? Well, he proved to us that he's pretty good throwing the football. So if they can continue to move in that direction with him having success throwing the football, this Karn City team is going to go basically a long way. But there's a whole second half of football. You never know what could happen. That's why we play 4 quarters. So we're going to have Dustin Kiefer do some things for us with some commercials and some other things, and we'll be back with the second half and the Karn City bands and the Clarion bands at halftime. I think, folks, you're going to really enjoy them for halftime here. But halftime sponsored by Heater Lumber, okay? And
Oaks Building Supply is dedicated to providing quality building products to the community. You will always find what you need for your home improvement project and get great advice on how to do the job at Oaks Building Supply. Customer satisfaction is a top priority. Oaks Building Supply, for all your building and lumber supply needs. Located on Route 66 in Lucinda.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and
Next up, our Doom Climb will be featured as we slide right into 1978 and Earth, Wind, and Fire, September.
Clarion, Central Clarion High School Marching Band, doing a pretty good job out there. they just work as hard as the student athletes at colleges and high schools also. So. We hope you enjoyed the Central Clarion Marching Band. We're going to take a quick time out, come back with some halftime information for you. We're going to get you a little bit of a scoring summary and maybe look around the D9 scoreboard a little bit. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening to D9 Football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Tio Nesta Builder Supply, and yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Tio Nesta, and yes, Tio Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tio Nesta Builders.
Tio Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center. Family owned and operated since 1958 with locations in Tio Nesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
Zockrell Motor Truck Sales in Clarion is an International Diamond Ed certified service department. As one of only 276 such shops in all of North America, you can be sure that when your medium or heavy-duty truck needs service, the job will be done correctly at Zockrell Motors. Our work is guaranteed nationwide at any international truck dealer, and our parts and service prices can't be beaten. Our technicians are factory trained and factory certified. Don't trust a shop that just thinks that they can make repairs. Come to Zockrell Motors Diamond Edge Certified Service Department. If it's maintenance you need, click ZockrellMotors.com or call us for a quote on those jobs too. Our prices are great. Best of all, you know the repair is done right and it's guaranteed. Get your truck service work done at Zockrell Motor Truck Sales, 2 miles north of exit 64 Interstate 80 in Clarion.
Dubrook, a proud member of the M&B Group, is the right choice for your next concrete project. Specializing in decorative concrete products, precast concrete products, gravel and stone delivery, Dubrook has what you need to complete your residential or commercial project. With locations in Clarion, DuBois, St. Mary's, Butler, and Evans City, Dubrook is ready to offer their professional help as your ready-mix supplier. Call 1-844-DUBROOK today.
Whether it's your ATV, your camper,
plenty of room. Keep it coming.
Your boat,
keep dumping water, me boy.
or whatever your big kid toy may be, make sure you protect it. Carrier Insurance Agency will help establish a policy to protect your ATV, camper, boat, motorcycle, or any auto insurance coverage you may need. Receive your free quote at Carrier Insurance Agency in front of Tractor Supply and Clarion or ClarionInsuranceCares.com.
This is Corey. He made 2 big mistakes. His first mistake was not going to Laurel Eye Clinic to have bladeless LASIK. His second mistake was trying to pet what he thought was his cat without wearing his glasses. Don't be like Corey. Call Laurel Eye Clinic.
With so much to protect each day, Eric Schick Insurance and Financial Services is here to help you find the right coverage that fits your life. Call 814-275-2210 to learn more.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
Back at Karn City, Dave Kadis, let's take a listen to the Karn City High School Marching Band. Karn City Marching Band. Well, how about that? Pretty good performances by both the Central Clarion Bobcats Marching Band and also Karn City Gremlins band. Boy, it's nice to hear a band on a Friday night at a football game, no doubt about it.
I was standing and enjoying.
Randy, first half, let's talk a little bit about a few scoring drives that they had put together here. And the score at halftime, if you're just joining us, 28-6. Karn City Gremlins on top of the Central Clarion Wildcats. And how'd the scoring go?
Well, it started out in Central Clarion, started out with stopping Karn City on 3 plays and forcing a punt. Then from the third play from scrimmage, Brecken Rex broke off a 69-yard sweep to the right side, broke a tackle, and Clarion was up 6-0. After that, it was pretty much all Karn City. The next series, the quarterback Boer found Gearing for a 35-yard pass down the middle, and Kerle missed the extra point, and the score, or he made the extra point. The score was 7-6. Central Clarion was not able to score. They punted the ball, and again, Karn City went on the ground, drove almost 80 yards. It ended with number 27, Jace Anderson, on an 8-yard sweep, and Gearing had a 2-point conversion, made the score 15-6, and that was at the 11:54 mark. Again, Central Clarion was not able to move the ball, so Karn City got the ball back and immediately went to work on the ground. Luke Gearing did most of the work and most of the damage. Ended up scoring on a 2-yard off tackle. Kerle kicks the extra point, and at the 5:55 mark, the score was 22-6. And finally, right before the half, another scoring drive was culminated on a 4th and 15. Karn City called a timeout. Called a great play. It was a throwback screen to Cooper Coyle, and Kerle kicked the extra point. It was a 15-yard scoring drive. Made the score what it is right now at halftime, 28-6.
Well, a lot of scoring. I don't know if we anticipated that much scoring and everything. Glad to have you with us tonight. Halftime show sponsored by Heater Lumber. Scoring summary sponsored by Gatesman Auto Body. And as we give you the score, 28-6, Karn City on top. Sponsored by Zocro Motors. And some of the halftime stats we'll try to get a hold of, but don't know if we'll be able to get to that. Some scores for you at halftime. Keystone 7, Brockway 6 at half. That seems Keystone, like we talked about a little bit, trying to go 3-0 basically.
Yep.
Red Bank Valley 6, Elk County Catholic nothing. Game's coming to the end of the second quarter there. Boy, Otto Eldred 30, Cameron County nothing in the second quarter.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, Smethport 13, Port Allegheny 6. We got a score on them. Brookville 7, Punxsutawney nothing. I don't know what quarter that one's in. Bradford and Kane are all tied up at 6. DuBois 7, St. Mary's 6. That's at halftime. Ridgeway 35, Moniton nothing. And the Wildcats play Ridgeway coming up here soon, correct?
Yes, I believe they do.
Okay. And Kerwinsville 21, Myersdale nothing. And, of course, the big talk in District 9 over the week was the Union AC Valley game at Bucktail was canceled due to some COVID exposure. So we're hopefully we can get some things back in line all the way across, okay? So that's your halftime scores as far as District 9 is concerned. The Gremlins coming back out on the field for some warm-ups. So while they conduct some stretching and do a little warm-ups on the sidelines and everything, let's take a time out and we'll get you a couple of our sponsors. We appreciate it. Once again, halftime show tonight sponsored by Heater Lumber. We also want to thank the Laurel Eye Clinic, Zocro Motors, Gatesman Auto Body, Kale's Kitchen. Without a doubt, we'll come back and talk to Randy Cathcart and get his keys to the second half and see what he thinks he would do if he was the big cheese and the big shot in charge of the Wildcats. So we'll take a break right now. We'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
One of the biggest risks to your future could be running out of money during a longer than expected retirement. Many people have not yet taken the time to determine if they will have enough assets to last throughout retirement. Our Retirement Income Evaluator can help you develop a roadmap and actionable recommendations. To learn more, Janney Montgomery Scott, LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Locally owned and operated, Hager Paving of Strattonville provides a range of services: hot mix asphalt, cold patch asphalt, tar and chipping, and seal coating. Hager Paving's reputation in business is based on customer service, referrals, and your satisfaction. Serving residential, commercial, industrial, and local municipalities throughout Western Pennsylvania, exceptional service, exceptional quality. That's Hager Paving of Strattonville. Call 814-764-5080. That's 814-764-5080 for Hager Paving.
Red Bank Chevrolet, the area's #1 Chevrolet dealer and Clarion County's truck headquarters. So if you're in the market for a new or used Chevrolet car, truck, or SUV, go to Red Bank Chevrolet, 500 Broad Street in New Bethlehem, or online exploreClarion.com. Skilled staff at Red Bank Chevrolet is ready to meet all of your automotive needs. If we don't see you today, we'll see you at Red Bank Chevrolet.
Our community needs its local businesses. Let's put unity back into the community. Let's all unite to support local business. Butler Health System, proudly standing with our local businesses. Your choice matters. When the time comes, choose local. Let's all unite to support them and the other local businesses in your community. It's important because when local businesses thrive, communities thrive.
We're here, making it safer to save today. As we all adjust to the new normal, shopping for furniture is a little different. That's why our team wears masks and goes the extra mile while delivering in your home. It's why our website is so informative, enabling you to buy online or by phone. That's why we limit shoppers and offer special hours for our at-risk neighbors, first responders, and healthcare professionals. Your waiting is over. Let us help you save safely today.
J&J Trailers and Equipment Sales on Route 66 in Shippensville is your one-stop trailer shop for all things trailers. J&J stocks over 70 trailers at a time of all shapes and sizes, including enclosed cargoes, equipment haulers, utility trailers, tilt trailers, and dump trailers. Reputable brands include CarMate, Sport Haven, PJ, Liberty, and Wells Cargo. If you are looking for the most dependable trailers on the market, backed by the industry's best warranty, choose J&J Trailers and Equipment.
Football. Support our local schools. Clarion County Community Bank. A better way to bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at clarionbank.com.
Back at Karn City High School. Nice place down here. Deal Stadium. Halftime here at Karn City High School. The Gremlins up 28-6. We're getting close to getting ready for the second half kickoff here. Good renditions from both the Central Clarion High School band and the Karn City band. Caught ourselves a little donut from Sam Swick, who is a fixture down here. His birthday today.
He's been here forever.
What did he say, 87?
Yep.
87, so happy birthday to Sam Swick, who just everybody's bringing him donuts and cookies and cupcakes and everything else here and everything. Randy Keys, the second half, what's the Wildcats need to do to get back into this football game?
It's interesting because I think Central Clarion's they've got to sell out to the run. They've got to commit more people to the run. That just opens up the passing game for Karn City. But we'll see what Coach Eagleton and staff decides to do.
Well, Karn City kicks the football off. It's going to be taken by Rex back there at the 20-yard line. He goes around the left side. He's got a little running room. Gets out over the 35-yard line. Pretty good field position for the Wildcats to start the second half. Third quarter being brought to you tonight by Zocro Motors on Greenville Pike Extension. So go out and visit Pat Kale and Zocro Motors.
It's going to be interesting to see this first series and see what Central Clarion decides to do and see what adjustments they've made at halftime, because their offense has kind of stalled here, and Karn City is dominant in this first half of the game.
Well, they're going to start with Jace Ferguson back in the shotgun. And Ferguson trying to roll out, get some room, picked up a nice block, looking down film. It's a nice downfield. Ashton Rex with the reception, and he gets himself all the way down into Karn City territory at the 35-yard line. What a nice throw by the 9th grader.
Interesting. They rolled him out, and that tells me that they understand that they're having some trouble with the interior linemen, so they want to get Ferguson out on the perimeter and try to get him a little clearer lanes to throw the ball. So I think that was the adjustment they've made so far. At least that's the obvious thing that I think Clarion's going to try to do the second half.
Yeah, big gainer to start. 1st and 10 now at the 36-yard line of the Gremlins. Glad to have you with us, Dave Cadis, Randy Cathcart, and Dustin Kiefer tonight. Here's Ferguson again. He tries to throw it out over the head of Ryan Hummel. A little bit overthrown. Ball falls incomplete.
Again, a little swing pass there, and again, I think that's the adjustment that they made at halftime. They realized that they're having some problems in the inside, so they're going to try to hit the outer perimeter against Karn City and see if they can't pick up some yardage here.
Well, Hummel opened a little bit over there, so good toss.
Yep.
Pick up a few. So 2nd down and 10, ball at the 36-yard line. Ferguson rolls left. Looking, decides to tuck it and keep it. He's up over the shoving after the play.
It's interesting because last year we had that same talk with Jace. He's a great athlete. He's a tough kid, and he wants to try to pick up as many yards as possible. But in that case, he probably should have just gone out of bounds and lived to fight another day.
3rd down and long now. Picked up a few. 3rd down and 8, ball at the 36-yard line. Simcoe split out here to the right. Ferguson in shotgun. Takes a 2-step drop. Looking downfield. Oh, he had his receiver, Ryan Hummel, right inside about the 15-yard line. Just a little bit out of his outstretched hands, or the Wildcats would have had a really big gainer on that play. So 4th down and 8, and they're going to go for it.
They got to get the ball to Simcoe. He's got to get the ball. I think that's the place that they've tried to throw a couple times and haven't been able to get him the ball yet.
Well, he's definitely got a little height advantage. So Ferguson now rolls right. He pulls up, looking downfield, and he had number 22, Ashton Rex, down at the 15-yard line again.
Yeah, penalty, though.
Penalty flag on the play. That's going to sit right about the 30-yard line. So the referee having to chat over there. Nobody leaving the field right now, so this might be a good thing for the Wildcats. We'll see.
They're still talking it over.
3rd quarter once again brought to you by Zocro Motors this evening. Some Clarion Wildcats clapping their hands. Got a hold on Karn City.
Interesting.
So big break for the Wildcats.
You don't see defensive holding called very often.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty, and that'll bring up a 4th down and about 4 for the Wildcats, maybe even 3. They will mark it at 3. Side judge coming in. Referee going to give us another explanation.
Okay, it's a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, I looked. Yeah. It's like that's the first time I haven't seen.
Yeah. I didn't understand that call.
Yeah, it's a 5-yard penalty. Yeah. So the Wildcats, benefit of a defensive hole, will pick up a 1st down, and they'll be able to keep their drive moving. They'll spot the ball at the 24-yard line.
You see the adjustments that the Wildcats have made. They're trying to get the ball out quickly. They're trying to get Ferguson out on the perimeter so he has a better view of where he's trying to throw the ball.
Ferguson in shotgun has Breckenrex back deep. Hands the football off to Breckenrex, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage that time.
Again, that's very hard to move those bodies inside, and Clarion's not had a great deal of success in the inner perimeter. So, I think they're trying to keep those linemen from pinning their ears back and just coming hard. So, that play was necessary, but unfortunately they lost a yard.
Big number 64, Aaron Taylor, in on the tackle for the Gremlins. Bring up 2nd down. And 11, they'll give them a loss of 1 on the play. Breckenrex back at tailback. Ferguson takes a snap, 2-step drop. looking to get rid of it. Got his receiver down there. Way to put it. Yeah. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. And they're going to mark it 2.
I like the call, though. Getting the ball out quick, trying to get the ball to the skilled positions, trying to get a little bit of confidence to Ferguson. I like the calls.
Ashton Rex spread out wide now for the Wildcats. Here's Ferguson. He's going to keep it. He's going to get around the right side. Jace Ferguson, a penalty flag on the play. He'll pick up the 1st down, but let's see what the penalty flag basically could be.
Never a good thing when the side judge makes a call like that. It's usually a hold.
Cooper Coyle in on the tackle for Karn City. Big discussion. Let's see what the ref says.
Holding.
Okay, holding on the Wildcats will back them up. Had a pretty good drive going here.
Yeah, it was a big penalty. Instead of 3rd and 2, they have a 3rd and 13 now.
27-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and about 12.
Hummel split out left along with Simcoe. Ferguson on the snap. He's looking downfield. Another penalty flag, and it's picked up by Hummel at the 15-yard line. He's at the 5, and he's going to be brought down at about the 3-yard line.
They got a flag on the play. I'm afraid we had some motion there.
Ryan Hummel with the nice reception. Good pass by Jace Ferguson. A couple guys moving before the snap.
Yep.
Side judge threw the flag. Referee comes over. And people are walking backwards again.
That's too bad because they had a mismatch there. They had Gearing out on Hummel. That's a mismatch all day long. So that was a good matchup for us. Unfortunately, we weren't set when we snapped the ball.
Illegal shift against Central Clarion.
Just making a few mistakes here on this drive. I had things going, good momentum, and moving the ball pretty well. So this is going to bring up a long 3rd down for Jace Ferguson and the Wildcats.
That's just inexperience. I think, we weren't set there, and we didn't have to snap the ball as quickly as we did, so we should have waited until everybody was set to snap that ball.
Well, I've never threatened the 25-second clock tonight.
No.
3rd down and 18. Ferguson with the snap, looking. He's going to get pressure up the middle again. Oh, man.
64.
Number big 64, Aaron Taylor, just collapsed the line of scrimmage and fell on Jace Ferguson.
Aaron Taylor's had a great game. He's played well. He's a big body, and he's certainly we've struggled blocking him all night.
That'll be a 4th down and very, very long. So the Wildcats will come on and kick that football away. Ashton Rex back there punting the football away for the Wildcats. I think we got our right personnel on the field now. Get everybody lined up. He'll take the snap at about the 46-yard line. Another penalty flag on the play. Pretty good kick. It's going to go into the end zone. In the Karn City's end zone.
That was a side judge, so that's got to tell you there's probably an illegal formation. We probably didn't have enough people in the line of scrimmage.
We got a lot of people moving around before the snap there, on the line, off the line. So.
And I'm thinking Karn City's probably going to decline this and get the ball.
Yep. White hat over to talk to Coach Irwin.
Again, these are all inexperienced mistakes, or pre-snap mistakes that we've made that's kind of shown a little bit of our inexperience. And these are things that Coach Eagleton's staff can correct down the line, but right now it's really hurt us. It's really hurt Central Clarion.
Yep. Legal formation.
Yep.
Karn City's going to decline the penalty.
Yep.
And as you said, Randy, take the football.
Yep. And I'm going to guess that we're going to see a whole lot of Gearing in this series.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yep.
And they're going to try to pound it up through there. So some of those big guys up front.
Yep.
For the Wildcats, Chaos Baker and some of the other ones, Ian Hagan, got to step up and stop the big train back there.
Yep. We'll see if they made some adjustments defensively.
Hand off to Gehring. He's up over the 30 to the 40. Look out here. Gehring up over the 50 into Clarion territory, all the way down to the 40-yard territory, and called that one right. A whole lot of Luke Gehring, and you just saw that on their first series of the second half.
Dawson Hotchkiss made a touchdown-saving tackle, brought the big man down, so I'll give him credit.
He's going to fill that one in.
Yes, he is.
Here's Boer. Handoff again. Looks like Zach Blair. Blair trying to bust up near that first down marker, and another penalty flag on the play.
Again, I can't say enough about how hard these Karn City running backs run. They're low to the ground. They make very hard cuts. And Karn City just does a great job just maintaining gap responsibility and just driving forward. And that's always been their forte. They've been tough to stop their interior ground game. And they've got a three-headed monster here. With their three backs that they have, and all three of them do things very, very well. Very impressed.
A motion call on Karn City will back them up. Be a first down and 15 now from the 46-yard line of the Wildcats. Glad to have you with us tonight. Randy Cathcart, Dave Kadis, Dustin Kiefer. Special thanks to Dustin Kiefer for getting us on the air. We had a little technical difficulty at the beginning. Handoff to Gehring. Gehring just moving forward, carrying bodies.
Yep.
And he's out to the 40-yard line. I'll mark him actually at the 38-yard line. Ryan Hummel steps up and makes a tackle for the Wildcats. 28-6, 6:32 remaining in the third quarter. Glad to have you with us tonight. Friday night football, nothing better than this.
Gehring comes out of the game, so he gets a blow, and everybody else kind of relaxes a bit because the big man is now on the sidelines.
Let's see who they're going to hand it to. Boer fumbles the football. He keeps it, picks it back up, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lose one on the play.
Yeah, Baker was back in on the play on that. Cole Wren.
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned Cole Wren's name very often tonight, but that was a good stop for them. So we got a 3rd and 11 now. We'll see if we can come up with a big stop here.
Yep, substituting a lot of bodies in are the Gremlins. Boer's back there. Gehring's still on the sidelines. So giving some other guys a chance to get it up in there, basically. Enos goes in motion. Boer back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got a receiver there at the 20-yard line. That's number 23. That's J.C. Anderson. And Anderson picks up a big first down and a big gainer all the way inside. Look, the ball will be marked at about the 15-yard line. So nice pass by Boer, good fake, and Anderson with the big reception.
Really impressed with Boer. He handles the ball well, moves in the pocket well, throws a nice ball. He had to throw that ball over top of a linebacker, placed it perfectly. Just a really nice-looking play developed.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 15-yard line. Number 20's back in, Gehring. That's a surprise. Handoff to Gehring. Gehring picks up maybe 3 on the play. The line for the Wildcats stops him out close to the 10-yard line, 11-yard line or so. I'll bring up a 2nd down. And it looks like around 8 on the play.
This is where Clarion has to come up with a big stop. If Karn City goes up and scores here, that's going to put the Wildcats in a real tough position to try to come back.
Gehring in at fullback.
They faked it to Gehring first, and Gehring, of course, took a lot of bodies with him and then handed it off to the second back through. So another look from Karn City. They haven't shown much, but they certainly have that in their arsenal, the old double dive.
3rd down and 3, ball at the 8. So the Gremlins can pick up a first down here. Boer under center this time. Sends man in motion. And another penalty flag on the play.
Legal motion.
Legal motion against Karn City. That's going to back them up a few. At least 5. Boy, we didn't see a penalty flag hardly in the first half. Now we've seen like 728 of them.
Yep.
Jeez.
These are all pre-snap penalties, too, a lot of them, and that's just inexperience.
Yeah. They just haven't played a lot of football yet.
Right.
And everything else. So.
And you forget, this is Central Clarion's second game of the year. So, it's early in the season, and you're going to have these mistakes.
That's right, Randy. That's exactly right. Second game of the year. You make your biggest improvement from game 1 to game 2. So they're going to have a lot of film. It just happens you're playing the Karn City Gremlins.
Yep.
Here's Boer. He keeps the football. He's looking for some running room. He gets near the 5-yard line where he's going to be brought down there. He faked the belly. Kept it, rolled around the left side looking for a lane, and he couldn't find it.
Hummel and Hotchkiss brought him down, so it looks like it's going to be a 4th and 3. Big stop here.
4th and 3, 2:42 remaining in the third quarter. Boer in that backfield, Anderson in that backfield, and Davey Eggleton looks like he wants to call a timeout. These guys are pretty winded there. So Clarion's going to take a timeout. Why don't we take one too? We'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
West Park Rehab Physical Therapy, providing traditional physical therapy plus diagnostic testing to include EMG nerve conduction study and musculoskeletal ultrasounds.
Throughout West Central Pennsylvania, people are losing their glasses. Well, they haven't really lost them. They just don't need them anymore. Thanks to the amazing LASIK surgeons at Laurel Eye Clinic. Call Laurel Eye Clinic and schedule your free consultation.
Back at Karn City. The Gremlins setting up. 4th down and 3. Ball at the 8.
Big play here. 4th and 3.
Let's see if the Wildcats can hold him here. Everybody stacked inside. Nobody out wide. No wide receivers. Gehring back there. And
the old trick play.
yeah, it looked like 59 came in motion.
Yeah, I think what they were doing was they were resetting their line. Their linemen were not down in a 3-point stance. They were all in a 2-point stance, and they were all going to reset their line, and Clarion jumped. Offsides.
Dead
Nope,
ball.
legal procedure.
Ah, they got you.
They got it.
They got you. 5 yards. I saw 59 pull up like he had the football. So I don't know if he was quite set. So Coach Sherwin talking to the side judge, and he's begging for an explanation over here.
Yep.
And the side judge really doesn't want to talk to him. He's giving him the old, yep, I know what you mean, Coach. Yep, I know what you mean. So
now it's a 4th and 8. Different play call here now.
Well, you try to do something like that when you're up 28-6. That's maybe not the time to do that. That's just.
I would look for Bauer to run wide here and try to get the ball out quick out on the sidelines. I'm guessing he's a good enough athlete that he can get the ball out wide and pick up those 8 yards.
It's about a 4th down and 8, so here we go. 4th down, pretty big play in the football game.
Awesome.
Gehring fakes the handoff, and he pitches it outside, and I think it's J.C. Anderson. He's out close to the 1st down. I'm looking at the Clarion sidelines, and they think he's short.
You can't really tell from this angle.
Well, they might measure it. They're gonna. Looks like the marker, the yard marker, they're gonna flip to a 1st down back there, but the chains.
Right.
It looks like they are gonna give him a 1st down. So Karn City is gonna keep No, they're not. The Wildcats have stopped them. They made no indication
No,
either
they
way.
did not. They left us up in the air on that one.
So the Wildcats hold. So big play for the Central Clarion Wildcats right there on a 4th down. So Wildcats will take over.
Interesting call from Karn City, an option that they haven't shown all night.
Yep, and they showed it there, but the Wildcats were able to snuff it out a little bit. So Wildcats have the ball at the 8-yard line, 1st down and 10. Here's Ferguson back to pass. They're going to try to get one, and he got it out to number 22, and that is the Rex again.
Yep. That's that same play we saw the last series. They have a mismatch. They have an outside backer covering our tailback, and they hit him on a little seam route. I knew when they ran that play last time and they got a penalty on the call, they were going to run that play again.
Ashton Rex with the big reception. Gets the Wildcats out into some breathing territory at least. They'll mark him at the 27-yard line. So good throw by the youngster. Ferguson again. He wants to throw it again. He's looking down for Rex again, and he had him about the 48-yard line. Just a little bit too much on there on the toss, and the ball falls incomplete.
Again, that's the inexperience. He could have waited another extra second and waited for him to break out and led him a little bit more.
Just lay it up there a little bit more. He needs to learn how to lay it out there and let his receiver run under it.
If he would have waited an extra second there, he could have given that ball a little bit more air and thrown it over top of the linebackers. As it was, he tried to zip it in a seam, and it didn't really need to. He had lots of time.
Well, Coach Ferguson turning him loose a little bit. Here's Ferguson again, or Coach Eggleton looking downfield. Oh, and he had him again in the middle of the field. Pass intended for number 22 again, and that is Ashton Rex in the middle of the field. So he's finding his favorite receiver right there, and Jace Ferguson.
Yeah, they've seemed to pick up something there on these seam routes, and they're hitting Rex in the middle of the field on the seam down the middle, and they're trying to cover Ashton with a linebacker, and it's a mixed match. It's Karn City's having a hard time covering that route.
Well, I admire Coach Eggleton too for turning him loose and letting the young man throw the football here a little bit, because he's had some success. He needs to work his way up the ladder here a little bit. He's back to pass again, and this time Karn City tries to get him back there, and Ferguson rolling around looking for something to do with it, and he throws it incomplete down about the 18-yard line, and that's a really smart decision because it would have been a loss anywhere on the play. And so good job by Jace Ferguson avoiding the rush, and Karn City brought a lot of people that time, and he scrambled around back there.
Yeah, that's a veteran coach making a call that they knew that Clarion was in a formation that they were going to pass, and they brought some heat, and Jace made a good decision there to scramble and throw it away.
So Ashton Rex now on the punt the football away. Let's see who's going to try to return this football for Karn City. Can't quite pick a number. Penalty flag on the play. Rex's punt.
25.
Goes out, and number 25 looking to do something with it. That's Cooper Coyle, and the ball takes a Clarion bounce, but there's a penalty flag on the sideline back here around 27-yard line, side judge.
That's another pre-snap penalty. I'm assuming, again, that's an illegal formation. Things that drives coaches crazy, but still all stuff that can be corrected. And if this is against Central Clarion, they're going to make them punt this ball again. Yep.
Going to move everybody back. Yep. Tell you, Randy, when I was AD, and you'd see those officials, or even when I'm running the high school football games, the PIA officials, I'd see those guys coming out of the locker room at halftime. I says, listen, fellas, give me those flags. They listen, you guys, I want all your flags. Put it in here. I promise I'll give them all back to you at the end of the game and stuff. So.
But again, those are all penalties that can be corrected. That's just early in the season, penalties that they haven't really practiced enough.
Ashton Rex gets it off.
Good punt.
And it's going to be fair caught at about the 49-yard line by number 25, Cooper Coyle. So Karn City's going to start off this time in their own territory. 1:09 remaining in the third quarter. Gremlins up 28-6.
And I'm going to guess we're probably going to see Gehring a lot this drive. And, Karn City's in a position now. They don't need to throw the ball. They're looking at a clock. It's 1:09 the third quarter. They're just going to try to run some clock. They have a lead now. The lead is 28-6, and they can afford to run off as many plays as possible and try to burn as much of this clock as possible. Gehring's in the backfield by himself. That's usually a pretty good indicator.
Pretty good sign. Motion on the play. They're gonna toss the football out here. Looks like to number 12. Maybe it's his brother Nate Gehring out here.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
And Bradley, 64, made the tackle.
Yeah.
Gain of 1 on that play. Good play for Central Clarion and stopping Karn City on a 1-yard gain.
Way now, 37-0. As we're going to take a look at the fourth quarter. So the horn goes off, and we can let Destin Kuiper thank some of our sponsors here and everything. So we'll be back with the fourth quarter, which is going to be basically sponsored by Clarion County Community Bank here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back with you in a little bit. You're listening to exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Located in Parker, Emlenton, and Clarion, UFP Parker LLC is currently hiring for several skill levels, including general labor, assembler, and forklift operators. For more information, visit ufpi.com/careers.
Back at Karn City. Third down and 4 for the Gremlins. Hand off to Gehring. And Gehring just carrying people over that 40-yard line. They'll pick up a first down and keep the drive going for the Gremlins.
We don't have stats here, but that's got to put him close to 100 yards tonight. And they were all interior, really tough yards. This guy is going to be tired tonight after this game is over.
Yeah, he hits it up in there pretty good.
He does.
And we talked about that in pregame. One of the strengths for the Wildcats was their defensive line, and Karn City's been able to move the football. Here's Boer back to pass. He's going to go for a deep one. He's looking downfield, and the ball's going to be caught by number 42. It falls incomplete. There's also a penalty flag on the play. And there's another penalty flag after the first penalty flag went. And we got some hot tempers back there right now. Got a few hot tempers back there right now on the Gremlin side of the field. So big discussion going on. It was really funny, Randy. We were, one of the assistant coaches at Clarion and I, we're listening to Amy Schumerman, the executive director of WPIL today, and they talked about the ejection rule.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's 2 games.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
You get ejected out of a football game, the coach and the player, or each one of them, you're sitting for 2 games.
Yep.
You're not just sitting for a game and a half or anything else. You're out for 2 whole games.
Well, they talked about that last year when I was on the District 9 committee, and they're trying to make this, as they're announcing this penalty, they're trying to make it fair. They got a holding call on the offense, was one thing.
Ooh,
67.
Man, number 67 is ejected from the football game.
Chaos
That's
Baker.
Chaos Baker.
Yeah.
Now, he's ejected.
Wow.
And if we were just talking, that's a big surprise.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
went off the field when they threw the flag, so I had some thoughts that he was probably involved, but didn't know he was ejected from the game. And according to the new rule, he will be ineligible for 2 games now.
Wow, that's a big blow to the Wildcats, without a doubt. So first, let's go back and trace everything here. We had a holding call, which they stepped off against Karn City, and then there's a personal foul, so they re-stepped that back out 15 more yards. So long story short here, it's going to be about a first down and 8 ball at the 38-yard line. But, man, that's a huge blow to the Wildcats. If number 67 is going to be out, I'm going to say I listened to that this morning. A bad break for the Wildcats here. First down and 8 ball at the 38-yard line, 11 minutes remaining. Here's a handoff to number 12 around the left side, and that's going to be Nate Gehring, Luke's brother, and he's going to pick up about 6 on the play.
Hummel made a tackle, came up from his corner position or safety position, made a nice shoestring tackle.
Yeah, maybe picked up more like 4, so it's going to be a second down.
Well, as I was saying, the argument of this is if you have a 2-game suspension, you only play 10 games. That's a fifth of your season. That was the argument behind it. But there was a big push that they wanted to emphasize sportsmanship in high school football, so that's why they increased it. It used to be 1 game, now it's 2 games.
Well, that'll be a ripple down effect through District 9 once people get a hold of that. Chaos Baker not in for the next 2 games. Second down and 5. Here's a handoff to Gehring, and Gehring up over the 30-yard line into about the 28-yard line. Nice tackle that time by number 11,
Hummel.
Ryan Hummel, in on the tackle. So clock continues to run. Karn City content with keeping that ball on the ground right now.
And again, I think that's this plays right into their strengths. They're very good at running off tackle with Gehring, and I would anticipate you're going to see a lot of that in the next 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Handoff this time. It wasn't Gehring. Gehring, the fullback that time, number 23, J.C. Anderson, running that football up the field. A couple Wildcats getting up off the ground, and I think we got a Gremlin down also at the 22-yard line. So got all kind of guys with cramps.
Yep. Yeah, it's chilled off here tonight a little bit, but still it's pretty hot down on that field. And again, this being just the second game for Central Clarion and the third game for Karn City, it's hard to get in game shape, especially with the temperatures being as high as they've been. Even though it's probably down in the 60s right now, it's still pretty warm for these players. So
yeah, and it's been a long night of football. We kicked the ball off at 7 o'clock here. Now the injured player for the Gremlins gets up, number 77. Josh Griffiths gets up. Young man wants to go back in the huddle, but he's going to have to come over here and chat on the sidelines a little bit before he gets back in. I like the enthusiasm, though.
Yep.
I like the enthusiasm, but he comes over to the side. So it's going to bring up about a second down at 6, ball on the 24-yard line of the Wildcats. Clock continues to run. Boer going to probably milk as much of that clock as he can. 25-second clock down to about 5 right now. So here's Boer, I formation, handoff to Gehring. Gehring straight up the middle, picks up 2, 3, 4, 5. Out close to a first down, and he has a first down.
And not surprising, they're running right behind their big guard, number 70, and he is moving people.
Well, yeah, he is, and he's been a treat to watch tonight with everything. So Chaos Baker not in the football game. That's a big loss for the Wildcats, so that middle just a little bit weaker.
And that's where Chaos would play.
Here's
right there.
Boer. Up the field, he fumbles the football. Fumbled the football, and the Wildcats look like they may have it, and they do. About the 7-yard line. Clarion will take over at about the 7-yard line, so big play. And Boer basically wasn't real set taking that snap and trying to go up the middle of the field, and ball come popping up, and the Wildcats end up taking over possession. So
might have been the first mistake he's made tonight. He just didn't secure the ball.
Yeah, he didn't. So the Wildcats will start with poor field position again. It just seems like they've started deep in their own territory this whole second half. So they're going to mark it at the 8. It'll be first down and 10. Ball at the 8-yard line. Ferguson in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Looking. He wants it all. Looking downfield. Trying to get that ball to Simcoe. And the ball falls incomplete. Had Christian Simcoe about the 45-yard line, and the ball falls incomplete.
Good coverage there by Nate Gearing. And they were stride for stride. They just tried to hit Simcoe on a fly pattern. He got his hands on it, but just couldn't come down with it. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Ferguson threw that ball 50 yards in the air. So that's a good thing. He got that football. Ferguson back to pass. He's going to be pressured in the end zone, and he's going to be brought down in the end zone for a safety. Looked like number 64, I think, Aaron Taylor, bringing down Jace Ferguson in the end zone for a 2-point safety at the 8:28 mark of the fourth quarter. So Ferguson went back, and with that big rush of Karn City and those big defensive linemen closing in on him, there was just really nowhere to go. And, you know, you could say, hey, he's got to get rid of that football. Yeah, he needs to get rid of the football, but he did the smart thing. He just tucked it and took the safety in the end zone. So Karn City now will take over possession on the free kick.
And again, that's one of the things that Clarion came out in the second half was they moved Ferguson out of the pocket. They tried to get away from that rush, and these first 3 plays, they had him straight back in the pocket, and you can see we've just really had a tough time trying to block their interior linemen.
Well, extended score to 30-6, and Karn City's going to get possession again.
Central Clarion will have the opportunity for a free kick on the 20-yard line.
We'll try to get you some more updated scores if we can here in a minute.
23, Jace Anderson going back deep.
So, looks like the Wildcats will punt the football away. Ashton Rex back at about the 15-yard line. And pretty good kick.
Yep.
Rex kicks the ball to the 40-yard line, and number 23, J.C. Anderson, takes that football, gets it back into Clarion territory, down at about the 31-yard line. And the Gremlins will also have great field position again to start one of their drives here in the fourth quarter.
Another interesting thing, I'm sure Coach Eagleton and his staff have probably not had an opportunity to work a free kick off of a safety. Totally different coverage coming downfield. They kind of overran the coverage there and didn't maintain their lanes, and Karn City brought the ball back to the 32-yard line.
Fourth quarter sponsored by Clarion County Community Bank. Big thanks to them. Here's Boer. Hands the football off to number 23, Jace Anderson. And Anderson takes a pretty big hit out near that first down marker.
I thought the ball came out there for a minute. That was a good hit.
They're going to mark it short. Be about second down and 1 or 2. And that Gremlin offensive line just racking up some pretty big yards at this point. Here's Boer. Tosses that football out. Somebody new back in there to number 21. That's Levi Hawk on the carry. So Karn City's starting to play some young kids now.
Yep.
As they can taste it with about 7:33 left in the fourth quarter. So that's going to be enough for a first down.
Yeah, I see Gearing's on the sideline here, so they're starting to put some new faces in. I see some linemen coming in also. New linemen, so it's good to see some younger kids in, getting a chance to play tonight.
Ball's 16-yard line, first down and 10. Brewer's still in there at quarterback. Sends a man in motion. Brewer hands that football off to Zach Kelly. That's the kicker. Zach Kelly gets tackled in the backfield by Ryan Hummel. He's had a pretty big game tonight.
He has had a good game tonight. He's played well from that safety position, so he's come up pretty hard.
He's done pretty good job with him. Zach Kelly, the the little kicker for Karn City on that carry that time. So a lot of fresh faces in there for the Gremlins right now. Second down and 15, ball on the 22-yard line. Well, gotta say, Karn City is a pretty good football team that we're seeing tonight. Here.
Pretty solid.
Down in Karn City.
Pretty
all the
impressive.
way across
Yep.
the board.
Yep.
There's Boer. Hands the football off to Anderson. Anderson makes a cut about the 15-yard line, still on his feet. Anderson brought down
About the 11-yard line.
around the 11-yard line. Hummel in there again
On the stop, we have number
for the Wildcats.
70,
Clock continues to turn. Approaching 6 minutes left now in the football game.
Hagan also was in on that tackle. He's had some tackles tonight, too.
They'll mark that football. 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 11-yard line. And the Gremlins in no hurry to snap that football right now. So we've got those big linemen running up to the line of scrimmage, and Boer doing a pretty good job of milking that 25-second clock. So Boer handoff to
27.
27. That's Zach Blair. He gets it down near the 1-yard line.
2-yard line.
They'll mark it at the 2. His knee hit. Clock continues to run.
1st and goal from the 2.
1st down and goal. Ball at the 2-yard line for the Gremlins. Spread out pretty wide. J.C. Anderson in the backfield. Wildcats stop him at about the 2-yard line.
To bring up 2nd down and goal.
Well, they stop. They mark him out right near the goal line. So good running by Anderson that time, but good job by the Wildcats keeping him out of the end zone. Gremlins now, 1st down, 2nd down, and 1 yard to go. Watch Boer here. Boer hands the football off to Anderson, and he's in. 1 yard run by Jace Anderson extends the Gremlins' lead now to 36-6. Nothing special about that.
Nope.
Handed off to J.C. Anderson, and J.C. Anderson just pounded it in the end zone from 1 yard out. So Zach Kelly on for the extra point attempt. Boer to hold. Snap is down, kick is up, and that kick is good. So that'll extend the Gremlins' lead to 37-6. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back with more District 9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
Best wishes to our local teams for a safe and successful season from your one-stop car, truck, and SUV dealer, Clarion Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us on Main Street in Clarion or start online at ClarionAuto.com.
Enjoy fabulous fine dining in a casual, elegant atmosphere at the Allegheny Grill in Foxburg. Take in the breathtaking view through the windowed walls or dine on the patio overlooking the always changing Allegheny River.
Back in Karn City, Dave Cadis, Randy Cathcart, Dustin Kiefer producing our game for us tonight. A couple updated scores that we have for you. Keystone 17, Brockway 6. That game is now in the 4th quarter. Red Bank just pasted Elk County Catholic 51-0 at this point. Brookville 28, Punxsutawney 6 at the end of the 3rd quarter. Karn City's on to kick the football away. It's going to be taken by one of the upbacks. That's Ryan Hummel. Hummel up over the 30-yard line to the 35-yard line, looking for some room outside. He makes a cut. Good run by Ryan Hummel on the return. He'll get that football out over the 40-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will start close to that area.
Brought down by Jace Anderson, who just scored the touchdown before that.
Kane 26, Bradford 18 in the 3rd quarter. St. Mary's 14, DuBois 7, Ridgeway 41, Monotone nothing. That game is being played at Johnsonburg. Clearfield 26, Penns Valley 7, Kerwinsville 28, Huron Modern, Myersdale 6. And those are some scores from District 9. No surprises, I'd say.
No.
Not on that scoreboard.
No, week 3 is no surprises. Karn City takes the timeout. They've got some new faces in there, so I'm sure they're
brought to you.
Of only 276 such shops in all of North America, you can be sure that when your medium or heavy-duty truck needs service, the job will be done correctly at Zockrell Motors. Our work is guaranteed nationwide at any international truck dealer, and our parts and service prices can't be beaten. Our technicians are factory trained and factory certified. Don't trust a shop that just thinks that they can make repairs. Come to Zockrell Motors Diamond Edge Certified Service Department. If it's maintenance you need, click ZockrellMotors.com or call us for a quote on those jobs too. Our prices are great. Best of all, you know the repair is done right and it's guaranteed. Get your truck service work done at Zockrell Motor Truck Sales, 2 miles north of exit 64 Interstate 80 in Clarion.
Back Karn City, here's Ferguson in the backfield. He hands that football off. It looks like Rex. Rex down to the 20, to the 10, to the 15-yard line. What a run by Brecken Rex. And Randy, we talked about early in the game, you got to have your skill position kids do something, and that time Brecken Rex broke one for a long gainer.
He did. He hit the hole as quick as I've seen him hit the hole all night tonight and was off to the races. Broke another tackle on the sideline, took it all the way down to the 15-yard line.
That was a pretty good run right that time by Brecken Rex. Good for him.
Yep.
That'll bring up a 1st down and 10. The clock operator isn't even staying up with it. It's about the 27-yard line at this point. Ferguson, he's going to hand the ball off to Hummel, and he makes a pretty good cut. Ryan Hummel is on his way to the end zone for a touchdown for the Wildcats. Good running by Ryan Hummel. I think it's a 28-yard touchdown run by Ryan Hummel. And, boy, he hit the accelerators, too, after he turned the bend. So Ferguson hands the ball off to him and just took off, and a big touchdown by the Wildcats here towards the end of the football game. That'll give them some momentum.
It's good to see, too, because, again, I've said this before, Central Clarion's young. They need to get some momentum. They need to find some pluses and some positives in this game. And, you know, Rex has run along the sideline there, and now Hummel's jet sweep on a 28-yard run are 2 definite positives. So now we'll see if we can kick the extra point.
Charlie Franchino on to kick the extra point. Ball is down, and Charlie's kick goes up, and it is good. So the Central Clarion Wildcats get on the board here in the 4th quarter. Score now, Karn City 37, the Wildcats 13. Let's take a quick break. You're listening to D9 Football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kerle's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kerle's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Located in Parker, Emlenton, and Clarion, UFP Parker LLC is currently hiring for several skill levels, including general labor, assembler, and forklift operators. For more information, visit UFPI.com/careers.
Back at Karn City, Charlie Franchino may attempt an onside kick. Let's see. And he kicks it deep. And Chino's kick hits at the 5-yard line, and the Gremlins are going to let it go right into the end zone. And I'll tell you what, J.C. Anderson was back there deep, and if he would have picked that ball up within the 3-yard line, I think Coach from Karn City would have lost his mind.
It's funny. We tell junior high football players, I coach junior high football, and we tell them when the ball goes towards the end zone, let it go. Think that the rules are the same in the NFL as they are in high school, and that's not true. There are many different roles.
Good luck with those little dudes down there. That's great that you do that.
Yeah, unless you play in the NFL, you can still bump and run a guy. As long as that, they just all kinds of new faces in.
All kind of stuff going on here. We got a timeout.
It looks like Central Clarion's got a brand new defense, and so does Karn City.
Yeah, we're driving Dustin Kiefer out of his mind here with some commercials. So let's take another one here, okay, with 3:59 remaining in the football game. We'll be back right after this.
Online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tionesta Builders.
Tionesta Builders Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tionesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
Back at Karn City. Bunch of new guys out there for both teams. Karn City and the Central Clarion Wildcats. New quarterback in there, number 2, Mason Martin for the Gremlins. Taking over from Boer, for Boer. So bear with us with some of these new numbers. Here's Martin's handoff. And it's going to be enough for a first down. It's a big rugby scrum down there at about the 25-yard. Hawk. Levi Hawk with some tough running. Who made that tackle, Randy?
Well, it was 81.
30 was in there. That's
Cohen Kemmer.
Braylon Beckwith was in there, too, for the Wildcats. These are all your dudes. Beckwith makes the tackle. He gets out of the game. Replaced by number 28. That's Brady Quinn, Jess's boy. So Brady Quinn in the football game for the first time. Martin, handoff. Up the middle, quick hitter. Brought down by Brady Quinn again.
Brady Quinn, there you go.
Back. Here we go.
Jess, if you're listening, Brady was in on the tackle.
That's it. I coached Jess when he was at the university. He was a wide receiver. I got so much dirt on him. Let me tell you what.
But Jess is coaching junior high with me, so he's
that's good.
I'm sure he's here watching the game.
Second down and 5, ball at the 46-yard line, 1:51 remaining in the football game. Gremlins up 37-13. Second down and 5. Martin using the clock also a little bit. Got a lean in the back.
Tackle.
Braylon Beckwith in there. That's good. Bunch of those young guys in there.
Colby Wright also. I'll mention his name.
So Cohen Kemmer back there, number 81.
DeMonte Gervin.
Yeah. Brock Smith, number 4. Played a little bit. 36 is new. I see John Burke. Yeah, like you said, John Burke. So third down and 5 with about a minute left in the football game. Martin hands the football off to number 24. And that is Kalen Robinson.
Stopped by Cohen Kemmer. Came up from his safety or corner position, made a nice hit.
Yep. Deontay Gervin in there too, number 31.
Yep.
On the stop, we had number 81, Kerle.
So a lot of young guys getting a chance to mix it up a little bit in there.
It's good to see.
Good.
These two teams will probably play.
Take a break, an extended break, and we'll be back to wrap up our broadcast tonight. We'll be back with more D9 football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire.
Locally owned and operated, Hager Paving of Strattonville provides a range of services: hot mix asphalt, cold patch asphalt, tar and chipping, and seal coating. Hager Paving's reputation in business is based on customer service, referrals, and your satisfaction. Serving residential, commercial, industrial, and local municipalities throughout Western Pennsylvania, exceptional service, exceptional quality. That's Hager Paving of Strattonville. Call 814-7...
Back at Deal Stadium in Karn City, Pennsylvania. Got a final score. that the Central Karn City Gremlins are going to increase their record and make it a 3-0 start on the season. So, Dr. Cathcart, 37-13. You got the scoring summary, basically.
Well, the scoring at halftime, Karn City was winning 28-6. Karn City started off the scoring. Aaron Taylor sacked Jace Ferguson in the end zone for a safety at the 8:28 mark, and that made the score 30-6. Karn City received the ball. They proceeded to run the ball down the field and culminated by Jace Anderson's 2-yard run at 4:27, and that made the score 37-6 with a Kerle extra point. And finally, Ryan Hummel broke off a 28-yard sweep on a jet sweep for a touchdown. Charlie Finicho made the extra point, and that ended the scoring. The final score was Karn City 37, Central Clarion 13.
Well, I think what you like to finish up with a lot of different things basically tonight. What we learned that Karn City is a pretty good football team.
Very good.
And Clarion is a real young football team, basically, with everything. So something to build on, basically. Sponsored by Ty Nestor Builders Social Media. Karn City is just going to continue to keep it rolling, it looks like. And, Central Clarion got to build on this loss and get out next week and try to improve.
Yeah, I think there are some good things that they can take from this loss, and one of them was that they didn't quit. They fought hard, they played hard. This is a solid opportunity to play against a good team, and they made some mistakes, some pre-snap penalties. Some things that they can go back and look at the film and watch and build upon. And as I said at the beginning, this is their second game of the season. They did not have a scrimmage, so they were kind of behind the 8 ball to begin with. Karn City is now 3-0, and I think they're a solid football team. It's going to take a really solid team to beat Karn City. They're good at all facets of the ball. They run the ball well, they pass well, they play solid defense. So it was good to see Karn City and see how solid they are. They're well coached, and it's good to see Clarion and see how young they are and the potential that they'll have to get better each week.
Well, the post-game show being brought to you by the Fun Bank. Some other sponsors we want to thank: Laurel Eye Clinic, Hager Paving, Ty Nestor Builders, Clarion Ford, Sweet Basil Italian Restaurant, Carrier Insurance. Announced the Hager Paving Player of the Game, and I think it's a unanimous decision.
Yeah, he's just a beast, and then some. When he got the ball and from tackle to tackle, he was just a beast to bring down. And my vote goes to number 20, Luke Gehring. Yeah, Luke Gehring's going to get the Hager Paving Player of the Game, and it'll be interesting to see. I think we'll get an opportunity to possibly see Karn City in the playoffs back at the University Stadium, and hopefully I get a chance to see him play again. And meanwhile, I'm going to get a hold of a couple coaches and find out, like, they might not want to come down and watch this kid play because it looks like he might be playing at the next level in the next year or two. So we'll see where we are with that. So that about wraps everything up. I definitely want to thank you, Randy, for stepping in and doing the game tonight with us. We really appreciate that on EYT Media and all that. And especially want to thank Dustin Kiefer for producing the game. We're like in a little shoebox here at Karn City, and thank gosh everybody has their deodorant on here. That's the first thing, since we're so close with everything. Yep. And we wouldn't have been on the air unless Dustin got us going. So a special thank you goes out to Dustin Kiefer and tonight producing the game. So I'm sure we'll see you guys all down the road someplace, and Explore Clarion will continue to do some of these big games that come down the pike with everything. So maybe we'll get a chance to chat in the future. Once again, thanks for tuning in on Explore Clarion, and everybody have a good evening and a fantastic week. You've been listening to D9 Football on exploreClarion.com, brought to you by Carly Tire. Good night, everybody.